This set of notes covers the topic of political parties. So we're getting into our next unit of study where we're taking a look at political parties, campaigns, elections, and so we'll start off by first getting a sense of what exactly are we talking about when we talk about political parties. And even though we often associate political parties with our two major ones, the Republicans and the Democrats, you can see from the image right here that there are others, that there are third parties who play a role in our elections and play a role in our government as well. So it's not all about the Republicans and the Democrats. So let's start off with a definition of political parties. When we talk about political parties, what we are talking about is an organized group of people who share similar beliefs and try to get their members elected to public office. The last part there is really, really important to understand. That's what really makes a group a political party. You could have a group of people with similar beliefs who, are a church group or who are a club or some other sort of group. But what makes it a political party is that this group tries to get its members elected to public office. And that, we always think president or Congress, but it also means at the state level, in state legislatures, governor, attorneys general, lieutenant governors, and at the local level, right? City council, school board, board of commissioners, board of supervisors, mayor. All of these are offices that members of political parties are going to run for. So let's talk about the functions of political parties, what it is that they actually do. Well, if you're going to have people run for elected office, you have to recruit candidates. You have to find people who are both capable and willing to run for political office. Once you've picked those folks, you have to support their campaigns. That might mean going out and encouraging voters. It might mean making financial contributions. But political parties are then going to support their candidates. Political parties also play an important role in informing and encouraging voters. They've picked somebody to run for office. They're trying to get that person elected. So political parties will organize, get out the vote rallies, and they'll go door to door and talk to people saying, hey, have you heard about candidate so-and-so? He's running for school board or she's running for city council. And they'll encourage people to get out and vote for their candidates. After the election, the winning party will organize the activities within legislatures. So if the Republicans win an election, they will get to basically set up the legislature. They will get to run it. They will get to decide who's going to be on what committees, all of that. What about the losing side? Now, the losing side is going to serve as what is called loyal opposition, right? They're loyal in the sense that they're not trying to, they're not going to start a revolution to overthrow the group that won, but they are going to steadfastly oppose them. So if the Republicans want to push through a tax cut, more than likely the Democrats are going to be saying, we don't have the votes to stop you, but we think it's a bad idea. So that next time there's an election, the Democrats could say, look, we wanted to do all of this other stuff, and the Republicans wouldn't let us. Or, look at what the Republicans did. It was bad. Vote for us instead. Important to understand that political parties are not just national. They are organized at the national level, the state level, and local levels. So if you want to get involved with a political party, register, join, volunteer for, you shouldn't be overwhelmed thinking that it's only this big national organization. You have a local, you have state parties, that are all sort of under the banner of a big national party. our two main parties, right? We have in America what is called a two-party system. Our two main parties are the Democrats and the Republicans. So let's take a few minutes to talk about ideas that are typically associated with each group. Democrats tend to support a strong national government, want the national government to be more active and do more things. They support government regulation of business. So that could be, telling businesses that you have to pay certain taxes, or you can't pollute the environment. Things like that are examples of government regulation of business. Democrats tend to favor cutting taxes for the poor, but raising them on the wealthy. Democrats tend to oppose prayer in schools, but be in favor of gun control laws and abortion rights and minimum wage laws. Republicans usually support giving more power to states and making the national government smaller. Republicans tend to oppose regulations on businesses. Usually Republicans want to lower taxes all across the board to try to stimulate the economy, right? If you're giving less money to the government, that's more money in your pocket. And the more money that's in your pocket, the more money you're going to spend. Republicans tend to favor allowing prayer in public schools and religion in public schools. But they oppose gun control laws, oppose abortion, and oppose raising the minimum wage. And these are not, important to understand, these points are not, doesn't mean that every single Republican favors all of these things. They're just broad statements. And there are other areas too. In terms of the environment or defense. There's lots of other areas we could look at as well. These are just some broad statements that tend to apply to Republicans and to Democrats. Lastly, we have this topic of third parties. It is a two-party system because that means there are two major parties that dominate the electoral system. But we have other political parties. So, for third parties, what we need to know is that third parties are typically formed by people who are frustrated with the two major parties, right? They feel like that neither party really is talking about what they care about, or they feel like neither party really represents them. And so they form third parties. And these third parties allow people to express their frustration in constructive ways, right? Instead of just sitting at home and whining, third parties give people an outlet to express themselves and to have their voices heard in the political system. And by doing so, what they often do is they bring important issues to the attention of the Republicans and the Democrats. So a good example of that might be the Green Party. Okay, the Green Party is focused on the environment, and even though they aren't one of the two major parties, they can take part in campaigns and they can raise awareness of environmental issues, and if they convince enough people that these issues matter, you can bet that the Republicans and the Democrats will start to pay attention. So third parties, even though they often don't win, do play an important role in our electoral system. So we need to understand what they are.